Hi and welcome to Yoga Jaja, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today we are going to be practicing another half and half class. This means that half of the class is going to be movement, asana, postures that you are probably familiar with, grounding poses, just staying low to the earth, and then half of the class will be a guided meditation in Shavasana. So you may want your pillow for under your knees, an extra blanket if your room is cold, eye pillow if you use one, or to dim the lights today. Because we're going to be spending some time reclined on the earth. If you have a block, go ahead and grab one of those. I am going to offer a supported bridge pose, so it might be nice to have a block, but if you don't have one, you don't really need one. You can also do it without. So go ahead and grab whatever you need, and we are about to begin. Let's get started in a long, tall seat. Top of the head reaching high up towards the sky, tailbone rooted down to the earth, feeling the sits bones on the mat, shifting side to side as you need to. Find that center space, maybe a little cat-cow to feel the extremities, extreme versions of the spine, and then find the center. And let's shrug the shoulders. We'll just reach them up towards the ears and let the earth, like gravity, draw them back down. We'll take an inhale through our nose and out through our mouth. And go ahead and close the eyes if you feel comfortable enough to do so right now. Otherwise, just finding a gentle gaze somewhere on the earth, a foot or so in front of you. Bringing awareness to the present moment, the here, the now. Noticing what you're carrying with you, and see if you can't just set all that baggage down. And find yourself in this present space, in this present moment, in this present body. We'll come together with the sound of Om 3 times. Let this vibration warm up the body. We're going to resonate throughout and then even into the space around us. Slow breath in. Dropping the chin down towards the chest. You can keep the eyes closed as long as you like. But if you're feeling like you'd like to be watching a little bit or just feel like opening the gaze, you can lift the eyes as well. Head is heavy. We're already stretching the back of the neck a bit. And I'm going to roll my right ear over to my right shoulder and just let it hang. Just let gravity do a little work. Feel the opening on the left side of the neck, maybe into the shoulder a bit. You could rotate the nose down just to see what it feels like. And rotate the nose up just to see what that feels like. No right or wrong. And finding your space for just one more breath here. The chin falls back down to the center. And then left ear over to left shoulder. And first, just let it hang. No stress, no strain. It's just there. Again, gravity is doing a little work. And then pointing the nose down. Notice what's there in this side. And then pointing the nose up towards the sky and see how that feels here. And then finding your space, whatever works best for you for this last breath. And once again, roll the chin down to the chest and come up through the center. Let's bring the palms out, and I'm going to bring each digit to my thumb. So I'm going to tap my thumb and pinky together, thumb and ring, thumb and middle, thumb and pointer, and then reverse back down the other way. Just feeling each individual movement. So there's little muscles in every finger, and we're just going to sort of activate those and see what's going on with them today. And shake that out. We'll shake out the wrist a little bit. And for the elbows, I'm going to start by tapping my fingers to my shoulders. So my shoulders are staying still, my wrists are staying still, and my fingers are staying still. It's just the elbow area that is moving. And then I'm going to keep moving that same region. Everything else stays still, and bring it into circles. And the other direction. See how that feels like. Sometimes the elbows are just not an area we pay a lot of attention to. So getting a little movement, a little blood flow there can be really nice. Let's bring the back of the palms together. Stack right hand on top of left and go ahead and weave the fingers. I'm going to draw them through and forward. So for the wrists, might feel really funny, and you don't have to be that far. You can be wherever your body is asking you to be today. Remember, your body is your best teacher. I'm just here to offer suggestions. And reverse it back. We're going to keep those hands in this woven position. And I'm going to draw my knuckles forward, then up. So maybe they're going to go to the diagonal corner. Maybe if you have open shoulders, they're going to go up towards the sky. And maybe if you're feeling super open today, you would shimmy the fingers, get the arms back behind the ears. Shimmy the shoulders and get the arms and the fingers back towards the wall or towards the ceiling behind you. Just letting that be for a breath. And then we'll reverse it back down and let this side go. Remember, I have right on top of left, but whatever side you're on, just remember what's there. Reach the top of the head high to the sky. We're going to take a gentle movement forward. So if you're feeling this in your IT band, you just stay wherever you need to stay. But if you feel a little more open, you can keep reaching across the room. Tailbones reaching back, top of the head's reaching forward. Slow movement, slow breath. Nothing crazy is happening here today. We're just checking in with our physical body. And we'll make our way back up. And notice which foot is in front. We're just going to switch, or on top if they're stacked. Just switch whichever is in front or back. And we'll do the other side. So again, starting with back of the hands facing one another, I'm going to take left on top of right this time and bring it through and forward for the wrists to start again. This is its own pose, just finding where you are here. Noticing what's going on in the wrists, but also if there's anything going on in the shoulders, back. Reverse it back out. Remember, keep the fingers woven, and we're going to reach them forward. Check in. Maybe diagonal. Maybe all the way up. Maybe we shimmy and find our way back. Your body, your teacher. And we'll bring it back down and go ahead and release. And we'll bring the hands back to separate. We'll reach the top of the head. Up and then forward. So again, check in on this side. How far is your IT band? Is your lower back ready to go today? And if you're in a cold space, be really forgiving of yourself, of your body. No need to go any deeper than your space and your body allow. Making your way back up. And let's roll through to a tabletop. So I'm going to bring palms under shoulders, knees under hips, and I'm going to get into the back a little bit here. I'm just going to inhale to lift the heart and the tail. Exhale to press the spine up to the sky. One more time. Cat, cow, or cow, cat, as we started with the cow today. And go ahead and sit back in the heels, find your way into child's pose, and rest the body on the earth. To get into the side body, we're going to walk side to side. So I'm going to bring my right to the right side, my palms to the right side of the mat. And open the left side of the body. You can feel the breath filling the rib cage on the left side. And then making your way through the center and over to the other side for a couple breaths, opening the right side of the body. And returning to the center. And let's come back up to sitting in hero's pose for a moment. It's just sitting on the heels with the back long. And I'm going to roll over and bring the legs out long in front of me. And we'll do a seated pigeon pose. So this is going to get even deeper into the IT band area. I'm going to take my right foot over my left, and to start we'll just give the foot a little bit of love and attention. We're going to massage the pads of the foot, the toes, the outer edge, the arch, the heel around the ankle. And then maybe some ankle circles to get a little deeper in there. Really offering and circle the other direction, really offering care and attention to the feet. They're at the end of our bodies, they're far away from the brain, but they really do a lot of work for us and deserve a lot of care. So keeping this figure four formation, this might already feel like a great place for you. You want to just stay here, keep stretching right here on the outer thigh. If you feel like you can go a little deeper, I'm going to place my hands behind and lift up the knee and lengthen through the spine. I'm going to as tall as I can possibly be. And we'll let this side go. And we'll switch over to the other side. I'm going to take my left foot across my right thigh, just under the knee, or above the knee in this case. And we'll get into that pressure on the sole of the foot, the edges of the foot, the heel, the pads, the toes. Gratitude for our feet. And around in circles, one way, and the other way. Any last little bits. And we'll go into the figure four IT band stretch, the seated pigeon. So I'm going to bend the right knee. Again, you can stay with the leg long if that works for you. If not, if you want to go deeper, we're here, we're bending the knee, we're lengthening the spine, we're reaching the top of the head high, high, high to the sky, and the tailbone down to the earth. And release back down. We're going to go all the way down to the earth. I'm going to go through one bridge pose, and then twists, and then we'll get into our Long, long, deep, juicy Shavasana. So, finding your way into the earth. If you have a block, go ahead and grab it, because we're going to do an extended kind of a yin bridge. I'm going to place my feet flat, toes towards the short end of the mat, heels towards the sits bone. And I'll lift up my hips first, and then place the block at whatever level works for you. So here's our shortest level, mid-level. We're feeling super open. You go all the way up into the highest level, but find your space. And we're gonna just hang out here. Go ahead and close the eyes and relax, and no need to strain any muscles or stress any parts of the body. We're just hanging out and letting the organs kind of open up. It's really nice for digestion. Might feel good in the lower back if you're needing some care there, and particularly you might want to stay on the lower levels if you're working on the lower back here. And we'll just hang out. If you don't have a block, hang out as long as feels comfortable, and then take a break, and then come back up when you're ready. We'll probably stay about 5 more breaths. If you're on a high level and you feel like you need to adjust down to a lower level partway through, no problem. If you're on a low level and you feel like, hey, I could go a little deeper partway through, then go ahead and adjust a little deeper partway through. Yogi's choice. Okay, maybe 3 more breaths. Here we go. Last breath. And then pressing into the soles of the feet to lift the hips just an inch higher, so you have space to move the block out of the way. And vertebrae by vertebrae. No rush at all. The slower the better. Come down to the earth. Let's knock the knees, feet go wide, really easing the back. And go ahead and give the knees a hug, drawing the legs in towards the body, do a little squeeze, then just sort of rocking side to side, allowing the lower back to get a little massage on the mat here. And then from here, we'll take the arms up to a T or goalpost, whatever you have room for. And I'm going to let the knees fall over to my left side so that my upper body can fall to the right side. I'm squeezing out the organs here. Draw everything back to the center, knees and nose, and then let everything reverse. So knees over to the right, nose over to the left. Gravity does the work, hanging out in this twist. Always twisting to the left last, because this helps squeeze our digestive stuff. It helps squeeze our food out in the right direction, while also squeezing the blood and cleaning out everything in the torso. And then back to the center. Nose and knees up to the sky. Maybe just one more little hug. And we're going to make our way into Shavasana. So I'm going to lengthen my legs long, let the toes fall open to the sides, arms go long by the side of the body. So they're not up close, but they're open with space so that there's lots of room to breathe. Ideally, your nose is pointing up towards the ceiling and you're not on a pillow that's going to lift your head and make this strain in the neck, but pretty close to flat on the earth, if not all the way flat down on the mat. If you are in a cold space, please feel free to go grab a mat, go grab a blanket or your socks or a sweatshirt or whatever you need. If you have anything going on in the lower back, feel free to put a pillow or something underneath your knee for support, both knees. And basically, if there's just anything else you need, if you want to change your lighting or if you have quiet music playing in the back, you could adjust that to whatever you need. Find your Shavasana and we'll get started with the guided relaxation. Okay, so if there are any last little adjustments you need to make to find yourself 5 or 10% more comfortable in this Shavasana pose, go ahead and do those right now. And if you're not already, this is the time to close the eyes. Shavasana translates to corpse pose or dead man's pose. And we're just going to allow the body to be still so that we can find quiet in both mind and body. Now is the time we really practice yoga. Settling the mind, settling the body, finding peace and living there, existing in that peace. We'll go through a body scan. And as we do so, as we scan the body, imagine that each part we talk about, each part I guide you through, is touched by a warm, soft light. This light could be any color you like. It could be purple, green, pink, orange, white, gold. Just imagine it easing the muscles, releasing any strain. Imagine this light at the right big toe. The right big toe with this warm, loving light. The right second toe, middle, fourth, and pinky toe. Imagine this light on the ball of the right foot, the whole sole of the foot, the arch, the outer edge, and the heel. Imagine this light wrapping around the ankle and the top of the foot. Imagine this warm light at the right shin, calf, knee, and thigh. Imagine this warm light at the left big toe, the left second toe, middle, fourth, and fifth toes. Imagine this light on the ball of the left foot, the whole left foot sole, the arch, the outer edge, the heel. Imagine this light at the ankle, around the left top of the foot. Imagine this light at the left shin, calf, knee, and thigh. Imagine this warm light at the hips, at the pelvis, at the seat. Imagine this light across the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back. Imagine this light at the right thumb, the right pointer, middle, ring, and pinky finger. Imagine this warm, kind light at the palm of your hand, the back of the right hand, the right wrist, the right forearm, elbow, and upper arm. Imagine this light, warm, kind at the left thumb, the left pointer, middle, ring, and pinky fingers. Imagine this light on the palm of the left hand, the back of the left hand, and the left wrist. Imagine this light at the left forearm, elbow, and upper arm. And this light across the shoulders, left and right. Into the neck and throat. Imagine this light at the jaw and the base of the skull, across the nose, the eyes, the eyebrows, and the forehead. This light wraps around the back of the head all the way to the top of the head. Imagine this light in the torso, wrapping around every organ, up into the lungs and ribs and across the chest. Let this light shine through the whole body. Bring awareness to the breath. The inhale fills the lungs and ribs. The exhale releases. Count backwards each breath, starting from 10 all the way to 0. If you lose track, just start over. If you finish before we move on, just start over, counting each breath backwards from 10. Without moving, imagine you are sitting in the center of a circle. It's a very large circle, perhaps the size of the room that you're occupying. As you sit in the center of this circle, your light radiates every direction. Forward, backwards, side to side, even up and down. As you look around on this circle, you see the people and beings in your life that support you and that you offer support in return. Could be family or friends, could be colleagues, could be pets, could even be a reflection of your own self. Imagine these beings on the circle sitting around you. Your light radiating out to them. Each individual, a beam of light shining their direction. And each being on your circle radiates their own beam of light right back to you. As you breathe in those beams of light surrounding you. As you breathe out, exhale your own light every direction. Notice where the mind is now. Come back to the present. Notice the connection of the body on the mat, the heaviness of the head, the heels, and anything in between. Deepen the breath. As you're ready, and start to wiggle in the fingers and toes. Gently stretch and yawn. If you like, you can roll over to one side and find your way back to sitting. close with the mantra for peace. Om and 3 Shantis. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining today. Om Shanti.